Okay, seriously, who doesn't dream about waking up with perfect hair every single day? Like no frizz, no having to do anything to it, just ready to go.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Totally. And it's like maybe not totally impossible, right? Protective styles could be the answer.
Yeah. Protective styles are all about giving your hair a break.
Oh, I like the sound of that already.
And not just like a day or two off from heat styling. We're talking weeks. Weeks of less messing with your hair, keeping those ends tucked away safe and sound, and all the moisture staying right where it should be.
Wait, weeks? That's like a vacation for your hair.
Exactly. And you know what's even better? It's a vacation that actually makes your hair healthier. You get less breakage, fewer split ends, and it's a chance for your hair to really, thrive.
So basically, protective styles are a win-win. Sign me up. And that's what we're diving into today, right? Protective styles that work for every season.
You got it. We'll go through how to pick the right style for you, how to keep your hair healthy underneath, and of course, how to look and feel amazing.
I am so ready for this. Let's jump in. So, first up, spring. Everything's fresh and new.
Totally. And it's the perfect time to give your hair a fresh start, too, Like, shake off that winter blah and try some styles that are light, flowy, and perfect for those spring breezes.
Love it. What styles would you say are, like, the spring styles?
Well, for starters, you can't go wrong with the classics. Box braids are like the icons of protective styles.
Yeah, they're just so versatile. They work for, everything.
You really do. They're lightweight, and you can dress them up or down depending on what you're feeling that day.
Okay, but what if you want something a little more, romantic?
Oh, then you might love passion twists.
I was just thinking about those. They're like the ones that look all ropey and kind of flowy, right?
Yeah, they have a softer, more textured look. Perfect for a kind of boho vibe.
So pretty. Okay, what about for someone who wants something simple but still elegant?
Flat twists are amazing for that. Easy to take care of, and they always look chic.
So many choices. Is there anything, we should keep in mind when picking a style, especially if it's our first time trying this out?
Definitely. I always suggest going for medium-sized braids or twists, especially for your first time. It can help prevent tension on your scalp.
Okay, makes sense. You don't want your style to be painful.
Right. Comfort is key.
So spring is covered. What about summer? When it starts to get hot and humid.
Well, summer hair is all about finding a style that can handle the heat, those beach days, maybe even a dip in the pool.
It's got to be tough then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And when it comes to dealing with humidity, knotless braids are like a total game changer. They don't start with a tight knot at the scalp, so there's way less tension.
That's so smart. I never thought about how the knot itself could be a problem.
Yeah, it can make a big difference in how comfortable the braids are.
Good to know. Okay, so what about super active summer stuff, hiking, biking, all that?
Cornrows, they're just so durable.
They always look so sleek and strong, too.
And they can really stand up to anything you throw at them.
Perfect. Okay, last one for summer. What about a style that's, versatile and trendy, something you can dress up or down?
Have you ever tried Bantu knots?
I love those.
Not only do they look super stylish, but they're actually pretty functional, too.
What do you mean?
Well, you can wear them as is, or you can take them out later and have a whole head of beautiful curls.
Ooh, 2 for 1. That's brilliant. Any special summer care tips with all the sun and sweat?
Definitely. A water-resistant edge control gel is a must, Keeps those baby hairs in check.
Right, gotta have those edges on point.
And always rinse your hair with clean water after swimming. Gets all that chlorine out.
Great tip. Okay, I'm already feeling inspired to try some of these. But as much as I love summer, I also love fall, It's just so cozy and crisp.
Yeah, fall is great. And it's like your hair can transition too, just like the weather. It's a good time to try styles that are a little warmer, more textured, real autumn vibes.
I love that. What kind of styles are we talking about?
Well, faux locks are super trendy right now.
Yeah, I've been seeing those everywhere. They look so good.
They're really versatile. You can get them in all different lengths, colors, textures.
Yeah.
And they've got that bohemian vibe that's perfect for fall.
Okay, but what about for dressier occasions? Fall weddings, holiday parties, that kind of thing?
The halo braids are stunning for those kinds of events. They're elegant, romantic.
Oh yeah, they look so ethereal.
And they can be accessorized to go with any outfit.
So pretty. Okay, last one. What if you just want something quick and easy for those busy fall days?
Braided ponytails.
Yeah.
Seriously, they're a lifesaver. Easy to style, really versatile, and you can throw on a beanie or a hat if you want.
That's a great idea. Okay, so any specific fall hair care tips?
Definitely keep that scalp moisturized. The air gets drier in the fall, so you might want to add a light oil or scalp treatment to your routine.
Okay, noted. Anything else?
Don't forget to protect your style at night.
Oh, right, with a satin scarf or bonnet.
Yep. Keeps everything smooth and prevents breakage.
Makes sense. So fall is all about warmth, texture, and happy scalps. But winter's coming, right? What about protective styles for the coldest months?
Winter can be rough on hair. You've got the dry, cold air outside and then the constant heat inside, so it's definitely a challenge.
Oh, yeah, true. So what are some ways to, combat that?
Well, wigs are like the ultimate winter protection. They not only keep your hair safe from the elements, but you can play around with different styles and colors without having to do anything to your natural hair.
That's so fun. So many options with wigs. What about if you want something quick and easy that still looks cute under a hat?
Two-strand twists are great for that. Super simple and stylish.
They're classic for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So easy to maintain.
Exactly. What about if you're looking for more volume and texture?
I do love a little volume.
Then crochet braids might be perfect. They're lightweight, so they won't feel heavy under a hat, and you can find them in all sorts of textures and colors.
Okay, crochet braids are definitely on my list to try. What about winter hair care tips?
Pretty similar to fall, actually. Keep that scalp moisturized. Indoor heating can be brutal, so make sure you're using a good oil or leave-in conditioner.
Got it. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize.
And of course, those satin scarves and bonnets are still your best friends at night.
Okay, so we've gone through all 4 seasons, and I'm already feeling so inspired. But, rocking a protective style is only part of the equation, right? Taking care of your hair underneath is just as important.
Absolutely. It's like, having a beautiful plant. You can put it in a nice pot, give it plenty of sunlight, but if you don't water the roots, it's not going to thrive.
That's such a good analogy. So what are the key things we need to focus on for hair care under a protective style?
Moisture is number one. A water-based leave-in conditioner or spray is key. Use it regularly to keep your hair hydrated.
So it's like giving your hair a nice long drink of water.
Exactly. And then to seal in all that moisture and make your hair shiny, use a light oil. Jojoba or grapeseed oil are both great options.
Double the hydration. Love it. What about scalp care?
Since your scalp is mostly covered, it's important to cleanse it regularly to get rid of any product buildup, itching, flaking, all that.
What are some good ways to do that?
Tea tree oil or witch hazel are great natural remedies. They can really soothe the scalp.
I've heard good things about tea tree oil. Is there anything we should avoid doing while our hair's in a protective style?
One of the biggest things is over-tensioning. If your style feels too tight, you need to loosen it right away.
Ouch. Yeah, that sounds painful.
And it can lead to a condition called traction alopecia, which is basically hair loss from constant pulling.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of. So choosing a stylist who knows what they're doing is super important.
Totally. You want someone who understands your hair type and will listen to your concerns.
Exactly. And remember, even though protective styles reduce manipulation, you still have to maintain them properly.
Right. We talked about moisturizing and scalp care earlier, but are there any other maintenance tips we should remember?
Try to avoid scratching or messing with your scalp too much. It can cause irritation and breakage. And if you do feel any itching or flaking, take care of it right away with a gentle scalp treatment.
Got it. So being proactive is key.
Definitely. Think of it as a team effort between you and your hair.
I like that. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yes. And speaking of teamwork, remember that even the best protective styles have a time limit.
Oh, right. We don't want to leave them in forever. How do we know when it's time to take them out?
Most styles will last a few weeks, but you shouldn't keep them in for more than 6 to 8 weeks max.
Why is that?
Because leaving them in too long can lead to matting, tangling, and even damage to your natural hair.
Okay, makes sense. So it's all about finding that balance, right?
Exactly. You're protecting your hair, but you're also giving it time to breathe and be its natural self. It's like a healthy reset.
I love that. A hair reset. All right, so we've talked history, benefits, even potential downsides of protective styles. It feels like we're getting a really good understanding of all this.
We're definitely covering all the bases. It's always good to approach any hair decision with all the facts,
Totally. And it makes you feel more confident about your choices.
Exactly. So are you ready to dive into some product recommendations? I've got some great ones that can help you keep those protective styles looking and feeling their best.
I'm so ready. Let's hear it.
It's funny, sometimes hair care feels like its own language.
Oh, tell me about it. Seriously, what does sulfate-free even mean? Or deep conditioning?
Right. It can be a whole lot of jargon. But you know what I love about protective styles?
What's that?
They can actually make your hair routine way simpler.
That's so true. You're not styling it every day. You're not messing with it as much.
Exactly. It's less exposure to, like, everything.
It's like hitting the pause button on all that wear and tear.
Totally. And that can be such a relief, especially if you're busy or you're really trying to grow your hair out healthy.
It's like giving your hair permission to just chill out for a while.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, this whole protective styling thing, it's not new at all.
Really?
Oh, yeah. These techniques have been around for ages, like centuries, in all sorts of cultures all over the world.
Wow. I had no idea. What kind of cultures are we talking about?
Well, for example, in lots of African cultures, they've been braiding and twisting hair for generations.
That's amazing.
And it wasn't just about looking good. It was practical, protecting hair from the sun, keeping it neat and tidy. Sometimes it even had to do with social status or which tribe you belong to.
That is so cool. I never thought about it like that.
It just goes to show you that protective styling is more than just a trend. It's a real tradition with a rich history.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about all the good stuff about protective styles, but are there, like, any downsides, anything we should watch out for?
That's a great question. It's always smart to know both sides of the story, right? And there are definitely things to keep in mind. Like we mentioned before, traction alopecia can be a problem if styles are too tight.
Right. Maybe we should talk about that a bit more. What exactly is traction alopecia and how can we avoid it?
Basically, it's hair loss that happens when your hair is being pulled on too much. Over time, it can really damage the hair follicles, and you start to see thinning or even bald spots, especially around your hairline.
So it's not just about how tight the braids are, but also how the stylist handles your hair while they're doing it.
Exactly. A good stylist will know how to be gentle and not put too much stress on your scalp.
Okay, that makes sense. So finding a stylist you trust is key.
Totally. Do your research, find someone who really knows what they're doing, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Make sure they get your hair type and understand any concerns you might have.
That's such good advice. Sometimes it's hard to speak up, but it's so important.
Oh, for sure. It's your hair. And even though protective styles mean less daily messing around with your hair, you still have to take care of them.
Right. We talked about moisturizing and scalp care, but is there anything else we should be doing for maintenance?
Yeah, definitely try not to scratch or pull on your scalp too much.
That makes sense.
It can lead to irritation and breakage and might even mess up the style. And if you notice any itching or flaking, deal with it right away. You might need a gentle scalp treatment or even a trip to the dermatologist.
So it's all about paying attention and catching things early.
Exactly. Think of your protective style like a partnership with your hair. You're giving it a rest, but you still have to take care of it.
Okay, I like that. Hair partnership. So you're saying that even with a protective style, we shouldn't just forget about our hair completely.
Right. And another important thing to remember, even the best protective styles don't last forever.
Oh, right. We can't just leave them in indefinitely. So how do we know when it's time for them to come out?
Most styles will last for at least a few weeks, but you really shouldn't keep them in for more than 6 to 8 weeks, tops.
Okay, why is that?
Well, if you leave them in longer than that, you can get matting and tangling, and your natural hair could actually start to get damaged.
Oh, I see. So it's about finding that balance again.
Yep. Protect your hair, but also give it a break every now and then. It's like hitting the refresh button on your hair.
A hair refresh. Love it. Okay, this is all making so much sense now. We've covered so much. The history, the benefits, even the potential downsides of protective styling.
It's been a good overview, Brett.
Totally. And it feels good to approach all this with like a deeper understanding.
It's always better to make informed choices, right? So you know you're doing what's best for your hair.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next?
Well, now that we've got all the background info down, how about we move on to some specific product recommendations? The stuff that can really help you keep those protective styles looking and feeling amazing.
Yes. I was hoping you'd say that. Okay, so we're talking products. I'm excited about this part.
Me too. It's like the fun part of all this, trying new things, finding what works.
Totally. So what are we starting with? What are the, can't live without products for protective styles?
Well, you absolutely need a good edge control gel.
Oh, yeah. Edge control is a must.
It keeps everything looking smooth and sleek, Keeps those baby hairs in check.
Makes a big difference. Any recommendations?
Eco Styler Gel is always a good one.
I've heard of that one.
It's a classic for a reason. Really good hold, doesn't flake off. Gorilla Snot Gel is another popular one.
Ooh, that name, though.
Yeah, it's a little out there, but it works really well.
Okay, noted. So edge control is covered.
Yeah.
What about moisture? I feel like that's got to be super important for protective styles.
Absolutely. You want to keep that hair hydrated under there.
So what do we use?
A good leave-in conditioner is key. I really like the Miele Organics pomegranate and honey leave-in conditioner.
I love Miele. It smells so good.
It does, and it's super moisturizing, leaves your hair soft and manageable.
Perfect. What about the scalp? Any product love for the scalp?
Yes, the African Pride Olive Miracle Braid Sheen Spray is awesome.
Ooh, braid sheen. That takes me back.
It's a classic for a reason. Soothes the scalp, adds shine, keeps things fresh.
Okay, so we've got our edge control, leave-in conditioner, and scalp spray. Anything else we need in our protective style kit?
Don't forget about accessories. Satin scarves for nighttime are essential.
Oh, yeah, right. Keeps the friction down.
Exactly. Helps prevent breakage while you sleep. And then you can have fun with it too. Styling beads, hair cuffs, all that good stuff.
I love that. It's like you can really make it your own.
Exactly. It's about expressing yourself.
This has been so great. We've talked about so much today. I feel like I have, a whole new understanding of protective styling.
I'm glad. It's all about finding what works for you and your hair.
Totally. And knowing that you're taking good care of it.
So I guess the big question is, what are you going to try first?
So many choices. I think I might have to go for those passion twists. They just look so pretty.
Those are a great choice. And remember, have fun with it. It's all about embracing your natural beauty and finding styles that make you feel good.
Well said. This has been such a fun deep dive. Thanks so much for being here.
It was my pleasure. I love talking about hair.
And to all our listeners, let us know what you think. What are your favorite protective styles? Any go-to products you swear by? Share it all in the comments.
And be sure to check out the show notes for links to all the products we talked about today. We've also got some helpful tutorials and resources if you want to learn more.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into protective styles. Until next time, stay curious, keep experimenting, and keep those strands healthy.